Hello everyone and welcome to Plus Equal. Today we are here to talk about how to create a metallic material in Unity with a reflection proof. So let's start. So the first thing I need is actually to create a material. So here under assets I will create a new material and let's say material metallic, accept this name. Now we need to pick an object from my random scene to be metallic, or you can just create a new one. You know what, maybe you can create a new one. Let's go with a capsule. Let's make it big, like 5 5 5. Let's push it. We can push it near this object. Let's attach my new material to my object. You can drag it and drop into the object, or you can select it right here. Now that our object have our material, let's try to configure our material. Under the metallic map in the inspector tab, you can see that we have a metallic map, and this sets and configures the map for the metallic workflow. If I was to put this further on, near to 1, you can see that we are reflecting the light. If we were to put the smoothness into 1 as well, you can see that we are actually reflecting the sky and sort of the ground and the light as well. So when the smoothness is like 0, our object looks like shell. It pretty much creates irregular shapes into this object, and it doesn't bounce the light back perfectly. What it happens with like a mirror is that it reflects the light perfectly, and that's why you see the reflection itself. Something more in the middle term, it looks more like plastic, or if you go like 0.7 for example, 0.6, it looks more like metal. These are just some examples of the levels of smoothness that you want in your metallic object. Of course, you also can change the metallic map itself, as you have here what smoothness actually is as well. It's the control of the spread of highlights and reflections on the surface. So for now, let's put everything to 1. It will be crazy. Now the next step is getting a reflection proof. So in my capsule, I can right click under light. I can get a reflection proof. You can see already that we have a highlight here, and this is good. This is pretty much the area that will be calculated for the reflections. You might want to put like 100, 100 and 100 here. It might be too much for a casual game. And now we got two options. We got the baked and we got the real time. If we go to real time, what happens is that it will reflect any object that is pretty much static. However, we can see that real-time reflection proofs are disabled in quality settings. This is not good. So let's try to go to the quality settings under edit, project settings. If you go to quality, you got real-time reflection proofs right here. Let's hit this up and let's exit. As you can see, we already got plenty of objects captured here in the scene. Let's push the helicopter closer. I think the helicopter will be in the reflections as well, so let's put it closer. It already updated, so we can see the helicopter already on top of us. You can also do this, for example, with other objects. Like if I want to create a cube here, and let's say that my cube is 3 by 3 by 3, let's push it up and place it more or less here, for example. Let's push this object nearby, and let's say that my cube will have a reflection proof as well. Don't forget to apply the material to your object. As you can see now, nothing happens, but whenever I change this to real time, it already changed to get some objects that are mirrored here. So as you can see, it's reflecting with very poor quality. You can change this here under the reflection proof. You have the resolution. If you put this higher, it will start updating the quality. You see it's getting better. Something like this, it's not even noticeable. It's pretty much the same for me. You can even put this one as well. So you can see that it's reflecting the ground and the object with an awesome quality. You also have another parameter if you want. If you come here, you also have box projection. Changes a little bit the setting. It actually looks more like a mirror, which you can read here in the description. It says that it's better suited for indoor environments. Now this is all a matter of you going and experimenting with the options. It's not like this is very difficult to learn. It's just that you have a lot of technical references that you need to understand and what's best for a project. That's the most important thing. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. It might be a little tricky, but it's something that is very cool, and hopefully it doesn't take a lot of time to set up. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to keep helping me out, and I will see you in the next tutorial. As always, thank you for watching. I will see you there. Stay awesome.